Wah, wah. Fix for this is already in, by the way. The fix for that.
Pink faces.
That was the one Damon said yesterday when I was furiously trying to get a patch out. He was like, I fixed a face on a female character. You should probably grab that. And I was like, nope, I'm not grabbing anything that will risk the build further.
So we figured out the smoking lot markers.
Yes, I have that fixed. That'll be in the patch on coming up on live, which actually I can probably kick that off here before get going. March to a different tune. Let's see. Go ahead and kick the live build off here while we're in our pro pre-stream. Hey, thank you very much, Skeggy. Thank you. Do. Do. All right. Hey, thank you very much, Dices. Give me a minute here. I'm trying to
Hey guys.
get a build going. And I will do the post-mortem on yesterday's amazing release.
There you go. I was just playing around with the Statesman outhouse, and I was looking at that building, and it's actually pretty darn nice. It's a shame they put a toilet inside of it, because we have our own toilets we could put in there if we wanted to turn it into an outhouse. But it's a neat little, watchtower type building too.
I have not even seen it. Hey, thank you very much, iStar Strider, and thank you very much, Dices. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it flushes and everything. It's actually pretty slick.
And people will see I'm still coughing. That is still coughing, not a new cough. I'm fine. I did yesterday. It was a pretty miserable day for me, besides the working entirely too much straight. And then got off the stream, or got the build done, and I was like, I'm done for the day. I can do no more. Tell Elgarion to turn. Oh, wait. I know what's wrong. Hold on. I have you. They can't quite hear you. Can you do a little test? No, I don't think it's you. Here, try it again.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I think that's me. Here, now try it.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There you go. Okay, now you're good. I didn't have the boost. Enhance. Now he should be good now. But yeah, I got off the after the miserable night, and then the miserable morning, and then a miserable release, and then a miserable fight to get a patch out as quick as possible. I then was like, I'm going to take a break now, and I'm going to go take a shower because I feel absolutely miserable and dirty. And went up, and there was no hot water. And it turns out our hot water heater died, so that was then my morning. Then, of course, the hot water heater is going to go out during a pandemic.
Right.
But I did call the plumbers we'd used before. They came out and were professional and kept their distance. And then I went and wiped down behind them with Lysol after they left. So
That's good. Yeah, I found out
fine.
today that some folks in my evening hangout, one of them's got a confirmed case.
Oh, is this the pub night?
Well, yeah, I haven't been in over a week because I was sick. Who knows? Maybe I had it. You never know. But it was one of our regulars too. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully no other pre-existing health conditions.
She's a healthy lady. She's a little on the older
Yep.
side of things, but she's pretty darn healthy.
And that right there, I think women are less at risk.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Yes, I'm touching my eyes. Still, I had bad allergy breakout again. Fizzle, thank you for the raid. Mythic, thank you for the host. Bonsai, thank you for the bits. Oh, and we're about supposed to start here sometime. And somebody did a sub. I was trying to see who that was. Skeggy Media, thank you for the resub. Hollyhock, thank you for the bit. Oh, that was for to yell at me to tell me to turn it up. And I've mentioned that before. It's kind of ridiculous, but like if you give me 100 bits in a message, I just say thank you for the 100 bits. If you give me 1 bit, I'll usually look to see what you're saying. So Richard was doing that the other day. He was giving 500 bits and expecting me to read. Hey, thank you very much, Catherine Rose. Thank you. But yeah, Richard was giving me like 500 bits or 1,000 bits or something, trying to get a message to me. It's like, I just say thank you when you do that. I look when you give me 1 bit. Cough into the elbow. Yes, all right. Well, we are ready to go live here. Cool. Thank you for joining us on another Friday stream. What is our secret phrase of the day? Our not so secret phrase of the day?
March to a different tune. Last time this month.
Number one town. Nope. Yes. Yeah, that's actually, I thought we were going to be blocked. Mythic, thanks for getting the round 1 place. That was actually, I thought we were going to be blocked. We're having a major tech problem, which I spent basically a day and a half on, fixing the new overworld stuff. I think I mentioned before that doing overworld stuff, we used to have a system for it, but the tech kind of rotted and no like significant new data had been added in a while. And along the way, some things broke, and I basically spent a day and a half having to rewrite a ton of stuff. But I got it all working, and Sonia is now able to get back to it.
Cool. And
start actually placing things. And thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Kenneth. Thank you. And Soda Robert Baratheon. Thank you.
What? They've started a hype train again.
Oh, it's the hype train. Choo-choo.
Yay!
Thank you, guys. Well, it's getting close. I guess this is the last stream of the month. We're getting close to the end of the month. Mm-hmm. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for joining us on a Friday stream. The phrase has not changed. That'll be next week, along with, we'll probably change up those prizes as well. Maybe we can give out something episode 2 related next week. Cool. That's one of the things we actually had on our list is right now, just because of it's kind of something that's been around for a while, the episode 2 pledge, you can buy it in the Crown store or in the actual cash shop, but you can't buy it in game. That's one of the things I was going to try to get done, is get it so you can buy it in game and have the flag set in game rather than having to buy it out there, because then you could gift. And then also the other thing we could do is give away episode 2 access as a stream prize.
Very nice.
There is actually going to be, we'll see how well it goes. This get no time on QA, but there is going to be some episode 2 specific content going live, which is actually, I think I just saw the message saying Sanyo just finished up the NPC forum that is the Bard trainer that is going to go live in the, we call it the new old time.
Utheim, right?
Utheim, yeah. Yeah, it's actually called Ruins of Utheim.
Okay.
I was calling it Utheim, but Utheim does sound better. You guys are pretty close there, 85%. Level 1, that's it. Oh, and let's see, I got to thank some people here. I need to thank Belladonna Rose, Hollyhock, thank you. Kenneth, again, thank you. And Catherine Rose, thank you guys for starting the hype train. Dark and Obscuro, thank you. Oop with the Veil, thank you. Skaggy Media, thank you. And Kenneth123 again. Sean Butts, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for all the support over the years there, Sean Butts. Appreciate that Joy's got my back on Twitter and places. But anyways, guys, again, thank you for the stream today. We didn't have a real theme, largely because, again, this, as I mentioned, this release was coming in hot. I think I mentioned on my last stream, saying that the only thing I can guarantee about it was it would be rough. It was a little rougher than expected, which I guess I should talk about that a little bit first. Those who were unfortunate enough to do something like take the day off yesterday to play the game, play the release, were treated to a pretty much unplayable game for Windows users. Mac and OS X users, for a change, were actually just fine. So anyways, I did the post-mortem on that basically with myself. Oh, and thank you, the Maynard, and thank you, Dark and Obscuro again. Thank you, Gwendolyn Obscuro. But the post-mortem on that was basically, it was a painful, I let people slip too far on pushing in the last stuff. We normally do our gold builds on Tuesday, and I always call it getting one in the bank, and then if you guys want to add some more, we'll do it, and if not, it can be patch 1. There was so much stuff, important stuff going in at the very last minute, which is one bad thing because that means I got no QA time. But then 2, it means we didn't have much wiggle room in terms of build times. So that was fine. And Elgarion, I know you probably saw a lot of this stuff on chat and just kind of didn't understand all of it, but
yeah, all the techie stuff. Yeah.
But Griffler, thank you very much. Question bot turned on. Did I not turn on the question bot? Oh, stupid bot's not authorized again. Give me a few minutes here. When he's doing when we do the call out for the prizes, I'll tell him to talk slow, and I'll try to get the bot reauthorized when that's going on. But anyway, so the post-mortem on that was we waited until Wednesday afternoon to do the first real gold candidate build. We normally don't do that. Then when we did the build, about 1 in 10 or 20 times when we try to kick off a build, Unity will crash in a way that is destructive to the data in there, and we have to do a clean resync of the project. So that sucks because the clean resync takes about, I don't know, not that long to actually do the data sync from our revision control software Perforce, but it takes a long time to import the project. Around the build time when we have to do that is around 11 hours. So then we didn't kick off the build time until around 3 o'clock. And that had happened. That happened on the first time I tried to do the build. So then it didn't import, which I knew was going to be 2 a.m. It was going to finish up at 2 a.m. on Thursday morning, the morning of the build. So which, of course, makes a really fun night for me. So I did get a tiny bit of sleep, but then immediately got back up at 2 o'clock in the morning and got back on the computer and basically sat and waited and stared at it until it got done so I could test it. That one also failed. Actually, that one came up with some problems with that's actually in our stuff that I have since fixed. But anyways, it came up with a bad sync number. It would have been, every Mac and Linux guys would have been on one version number and Windows on another version number. But anyway, so the big thing was I had to kick off another build starting at around 3 a.m., which went a little longer than expected, but finished. I had to kick off that build. I was still uploading at 10 o'clock, so that had to finish around 9 something. But anyways, around 9 something is when I have to start doing the release publish stuff. Normally, I should point out, there's people at my house, and you guys will probably remember I'm making posts about we're doing Pancake release day. Pancakes at Atos is for release day. Well, we're all in lockdown, so we're not doing Pancake because we're social distancing. So there was no one else over here to help me with things. And then, so basically from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. was an absolute nightmare because it was finishing so late uploading. If I had downloaded the same client guys get, it would have slowed down the upload even more because basically it's the same data pipe coming from the server to my house or to that. So I didn't download the player version of the client. I downloaded the GM version of the client, did a quick test on it, but I had no time whatsoever. And I know this is probably a boring postmortem, but just make sure you guys know that this is something I take seriously and have looked into a lot and thought a lot about in terms of making sure it never happens again. But anyways, so the short version is I did a super quick smoke test on the GM client, but I couldn't get the player client. My normal thing is I'll run a player client and a GM client at the same time and do the test between those two, have them in the same scene, trade, and do all that type of stuff. I couldn't do that. I could only do the GM version client test, which I did. I went into scenes. I zoned a few times. Thank you, Taiki. I'll save that for the end. I'll save the best for last. Maybe a little later. Oh, thank you for the pink dye. Yes. All right. Everybody loves pink dye. Awesome. But anyways, so basically it was just an absolute cluster screw. And no time to test, so I did a really quick test, which apparently did not catch some of the things that were wrong with the build, including that if you tried to send RPCs to other players, if it was a skill that used an RPC that was sent to another player, it was only a certain category of things. But basically, if it was something that had to talk to the server in a certain way or it had to talk to another player, it failed. And that was because of the clean import the day before, which is something we'd seen before, but we'd never put our finger on what the cause of this problem was. We've seen this happen one time before in a build, but it is when there's a clean import, so we now know about that problem. But anyways, I know yesterday was not great for you guys, but let me tell you, it was a lot worse for me. That was a pretty stressful 38 hours or whatever, 36 hours or more that I worked.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and that was after all that, after like 36, 38 stressful, sleepless hours, is when I went up to take my shower and found out that my hot water heater had died in the middle of the pandemic. Anyways, that was my day. How was yours?
Your hot water heaters are upstairs in the attic? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a 2-story house, and both the hot water heaters are on the 3rd floor. So I could just hear like the sighs coming out of the plumbers as I was telling them. Because we have 2 hot water heaters. One died a few years ago, but it's just for the downstairs, which is just like there's like a couple sinks and the dishwasher. Dishwasher is the only thing that really matters, but it has its own heater. So I checked it. It still got steamy hot, and I was like, we're not going to replace that. We won't worry about it.
Gotcha.
Hey, thank you very much, Catherine Rose. Thank you. And Taiki, I will get to you on that. But yeah, so that's, as soon as I was telling the guys, it's like, hey, are you guys working during the pandemic? And they're like, yes, we are. We are working, as long as it's something emergency, not just like a faucet install. And I was like, yes, our water heater went out. Is that an emergency? And they were like, yes. And then I was like, well, actually, it's 2 water heaters. And they're like, okay. And they're like, are they easy to get to? And it's like, they're in the attic. Okay. And it's like, is that 1-story house? 2-story house. They're on the 3rd floor. All right. Just one step after another. Gas water heaters? Yep. All right. But anyways, they were not excited to be out here, but I do have 2 hot water heaters. So the thing you were talking about, the Lord of the Isle, the thing, have we talked about that before? Is that in the game now?
It is in game. I just bought one with my GM character and looked at it. It's actually a pretty cool building. Check it out.
So we're not doing the thing. I didn't see. I threw out some ideas there.
It's our April Fool's joke this year, but evidently our April Fool's jokes actually go in game.
But they didn't use my thing.
What was your thing?
My thing. So here's every year. This is just for the players, just to involve you a little bit here. Every year we have, and Babonzai, the question thing is still broken. I'm going to fix it when we call out our first prizes here in a minute. Every year we try to come up with the original April Fool's Day jokes. I think most of them have been my ideas. Mm-hmm. I threw this one out, but I didn't force it down anyone's throat. My idea was the outhouse that is actually a dungeon entrance.
Ooh.
See, so it's like you go into the basement of the outhouse. That was an old Aggie joke that they had.
So you hit flush and then you go down some Goonie slide to the pirate room? Ship room?
That was my idea. But
okay, that's a good idea.
I think Damon picked it and he went with his idea. Which is also very good. But let me go click the button prize because they're not able to put their questions into the sheet, and I got to do that stuff, and I got to reset up apparently this every 30 days or so, chatbot loses its information. I have to reauthorize it.
I spotted one question that's pretty pertinent. So the new Utime and the Bard skill tree, aka the Bard trainer, is that going to be episode 2 content, or is that episode 1 content in Mistrander?
So that is supposed to be episode 2 content. Anyone can get it. I don't block those skills for people who don't have episode 2. But you can't get to the trainer without having episode 2.
Okay.
I should point out, speaking of things that went in late, this is code that was just written this morning in the wee hours of the morning after a long couple days and a long night to block people out of content for episode 2. I'm going to say there's about a 50-50 chance it works. We'll see. I'm sure they're going to find some way. I tried to catch I think I caught the obvious ways of teleporting to a party member or using a teleport scroll or walking into the zone, or the obvious stuff. I think I got.
Okay. Yeah,
And
Ali
then-
says that UTime currently is not blocked on live, it looks like.
Yes, that is correct. Utime is not
Okay.
currently blocked on live. That I guess that would be another way they could get around it if they went into Utime now. They would probably still be in there when up. Does Utime work? I don't know that it got any.
I went in
old
there today
Utime.
just to slew around to see what changed. I couldn't tell if it was episode 2 or not because my GM character, of course, and then my other character already has it. So.
But yeah, yeah. I hope that all is working well in there. And we'll see more dungeon love like Spawnable Dragon. I'm hoping Q2 is going to be that. Q1 has been a disaster. It's just when we thought things couldn't get any better after all the server problems and illnesses on the team. I think this last month, again, no one on the team actually is infected with it, but it's one of those things where this has been very disruptive to everybody on the team's life in a lot of different ways. The pandemic stuff, obviously, COVID-19. For me, honestly, the biggest disruption, besides just like the extra stress that everybody kind of has, picking at the back of the head, back of their brain, is I'm used to being at home alone, and my work time is from 3 or 4 a.m. until 3 p.m. when I walk to the bus. I think people know I had a pretty good routine going on there. Well, now my day is I get to work from 3 a.m. until 6 a.m. Sometimes the wife will come in. She wakes up about 4:30 a.m. Sometimes she'll come talk to me. I'm distracted. Maxine gets up at between 6 and 7. I got to make her breakfast. I'm distracted. Then the whole family's around here doing something, and they aren't used to this being home all the time thing that I am. So I used to have this perfect 11-hour window where I could do whatever I wanted to and got an amazing amount of work done. And this last week has been a massive distraction. I've already had to talk with the family about they need to stop doing that. They need to get in the groove and be more understanding and respect if I'm in my office. Don't come talk to me. Don't make me shut my door because it gets too hot in my office because I have 3 computers running in here. So no easels and art supplies yet. Maxine has one. I need a nanny. Yeah, with everybody fearing for their job loss, I'm thinking no nanny. Oh, how'd the singing go over the wife's conference call? These are good questions, Ehondis. Oh, and Ehondis, I'll get to something else in a minute, but I've not done anything on the wife's conference call yet. She is she also makes me leave and be super quiet when her conference calls goes on at 9 o'clock every morning, or 9:30. But Ehondis, I'm not snooping on you, but someone reported someone for being rude or something like that, and there's a report channel. And Elgarion, of course, studies every report that comes in carefully, scrubs it, scrutinizes it, investigates everything. Actually, we all kind of take a little bit of a look at it to see, but there's one on there that I read that was someone reporting someone for being rude or spamming or something like that, and I saw that you were on there, and you said something about hitching was worse this release. So I'm going to look into that. That's one thing. I think it could be the new dynamic occlusion stuff. I've got a little bit more work to do on that. That is in. I think I tweeted a chart showing the frame rate was actually up pretty sizable amount for most people, but I also know that if the frame rate's up and it hitches, it feels worse than it did before. So I got to look into that, and I'll try to identify more. But let's see, what else was there? That's probably it for now. Let me get the questions up and do the prize thing. That's what it's gonna do. Do. Dun prizing. Okay. It's queued. Let me make sure it's not gonna have to wait long. It is. Is not. I just moved it to the front. Let's see. Okay, now it'll run in 1 minute. All right, so now I'm going to go try and get my my chatbot working again, because apparently it got knocked offline. It's once a month knock offline thing.
I can blab about Land Rush for about 3 seconds.
Blab on.
So, Land Rush guys, we're in bracket 5 now. I think it started yesterday at noon Central. So far, it's going very smoothly. Please keep those entries rolling in. Of course, Elgarion on the forums. If you have questions, Elgarion4597 on Discord. And anybody that doesn't send me a selection, I actually manually figure out their forum name and send you a forum conversation, hoping to nudge you to pick something. And but for the most part, we've had a really good response. So thanks for your all's patience. And Sanyo is working through those. It's going to be a slower pace than actual data intake because he actually has game manipulation to do. But I think I checked just a minute ago, and he had already knocked out 14 locations. So not too bad for having a late start.
Yeah, and he's getting through those pretty quick. I saw that was someone, I didn't even know he got through them, but someone gave some bits for to thank him. We should have had him on. Why didn't we get him on? He's probably too busy working.
Yeah, he did his own stream the other day. He streamed Cell Block C, like a new scene he's working on. It's on his Twitch. I am Sanyo. Let me see if I can find the link to that to link you guys. It's a really cool video he did for about an hour. It was on last week's update.
All right, I think we're closer here. How about now? Hold on. So yeah, that's one of the things we're going to talk about too. Why are you not online yet?
Oh, it looks like Rav and Travis are listening in. They may jump in.
Ooh, yeah, why aren't you guys in? I'm going to add them.
He can't make the stream. Rav can't make the stream, but it looks like Travis can jump in.
So is that working now? I can't tell if it's working or not.
Oh, we got the prizes that Cole just rolled in too. All right. I'm going to read those out.
Peace.
All right, guys, we got... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's. I see Justin say Rav can't make the stream because he needs a haircut. That's we're gonna have the apocalypse hair stuff going on. Because I needed a haircut. I was about 2 weeks overdue for a haircut when things really got bad. So now I'm about 4 weeks past due for a haircut. So it's gonna start getting ugly soon. Floby. I think my brother has a Floby. He'll loan me. All right, go ahead.
All right, we got 5 prizes rolling out right now to Jelena Silvermoon. She wins a Cordovan maple inlaid drum. To Doogie Redhammer, a dyeable cake. Hollyhock wins the ornate fish throne. Lord Andernut has won the heraldry throne eternal pattern. And Miracle has won the replenishing aerial gold ring fish combo fireworks box. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys. Hold on, let's see. Okay.
I'm going to try to make a really good effort to mute when I need to blow my nose.
Yeah, for those who are wondering, we don't think Travis and I are infected, but we both still are suffering from the same old allergy crap we've had for the last
Yeah, the
decade.
oak is insane in Austin this year, like off the charts.
Yeah, I had a big coughing attack last night. Just like I could just feel like the sinuses and the junk in my throat. And my wife, of course, is freaking out. She might be a little overly paranoid about.
It's better than underly paranoid, careless.
All right, so one thing I wanted to address was again we had some things that we missed for the Q1 stuff. We got a few things in that we did not say we were going to get. But we missed a few of the things that I kind of considered critical. We are going to try to get caught up on some of those. We may push a few things and do different stuff for Q2 than we were planning. But one thing that I think made things a little rough this week, or this release, was we have 3 different new unique maps in the works that just weren't quite ready for this release. I think Sanyo was streaming his. I've got mine, the chromatic canyon, and then Travis has some stuff he's working on. So we have a bunch of half-finished content for this release. It's one of those things you'll frequently hear in the games industry is the, nine pregnant women can't make a baby in 1 month. That's very much true for maps.
I haven't heard that in a while, but yeah.
Yeah. That's very much true for maps, just because they're pretty much a one-person work thing, and that's so 9 women can't make a baby in a month, but they can make 9 babies in 9 months, and that's kind of where we're going. So it'll be 3, maybe 3 babies in 3 months with 9 women or something. Math is hard. So do math.
Mine'll be done for 77 for sure.
I'm hoping mine will be done. And I didn't see Sanyo probably absolutely would have his done. The only thing I'm wondering about is how much time he's going to be spending on the setting up the pots and stuff like that with the land rush. Sounds like he's tearing through those pretty quick though. Those are pretty brain dead for him. Hey, thank you very much, Soda Baratheon. Feel better soon. So as soon as it's one of those things where hopefully everybody's respecting this, but we're under an official lockdown where it's illegal for us to be out if it's not an emergency. We are allowed to go outside, but that was my last run when they announced that. I think some people rushed to the store to buy toilet paper. I rushed to the store to buy better air filters and bought like the air filters that you like look at them. It's like $3 for this one or $19 for that one. Why would anyone pay $19 for an air filter? So this is for the the house AC stuff. But anyways, I bought the $19 air filters, hoping it would help with my allergies. Since I'm going to be staying inside for like 2 months.
Is it helpful?
Surely. No, hasn't helped a bit yet. I still try to figure out what I'm actually allergic to. But anyways, the 3 maps that are in the works. I think you saw Sanyo's. Travis, have you talked about yours at all?
I've mentioned what it is, like the overall theme. It's like a spooky, evil dark forest, like an evil twin to Lost Vale or Deep Ravenswood. I haven't streamed it. I was probably going to stream this weekend.
Yep.
Just doing some work on it.
Is it going to have rodents of unusual size in it?
I think right now, I don't want to spell everything. It's going to have some special creatures.
Ooh.
And then bears and wolves and things like that.
Cool.
Not undead. I didn't make another undead map because I promised I wouldn't on this one.
No more undead. More tameable stuff is what they want.
Yeah, they'll be tameable big bears, big wolves.
And we've got to actually try to hook the rig up for the big cats finally. That was supposed to go in this release, I think, but again, a little bit of a disaster first quarter here, so worldwide, not just us. But when we get around to it, I do have some questions to get to here. People are putting them in there. If you put in your questions up until about 5 minutes ago, we didn't get the question because the bot wasn't taking them, so you may need to do it again. But I see Bonsai. Can the property marker beacons become optional? Is a question from Bonsai. This is another one of those things I have fixed. It'll be in the next patch. I will probably not push it out tonight. I'm actually just in the process of merging everybody's fixes over, but I fixed the smoke beacons from the plot markers. Plot markers.
Yeah.
Anyways, I fixed the smoke monster. That was the beam of smoke shooting up everywhere. And
it was supposed to be a tool, right? That you show me some markers around me.
Yeah,
there's a hotkey.
Yeah, there's a hotkey.
So it was just a bug that it was just turned on everywhere. So
yeah, that was part of the occlusion stuff. I think there was some bad logic in there that it checked to see, do I need to turn something on? If it's off, then I don't need to turn it on. And it basically was looking at states, and the occlusion stuff was working by turning on and off stuff, and it would catch it in the wrong, it would catch it in a state where it thought it was the wrong thing, and then we turned it off after that, but it remembered the state. So anyways, that'll be fixed in the next patch. The Bard Trainer will be in for the next patch. Now, I did do for the Bard Trainer, I did not turn on all the skills. I turned on all but the Bard Mastery. Bard Specialization, Sorry, they're called Mastery and Code. I've never gone back to change it. The Bard Specialization and the... I forget what the other one is. It's a tier 4 Bard song. And then there's still the 3 Bard songs that I've not turned on in the UI. Actually, I think for those who were lucky enough to catch it, I think they're on for 1 or 2 QA rounds, which is... I'm trying to remember what it is. The Charm one, I still haven't got the kinks worked out of. The Resist one I could put out there, but Damon is screaming bloody murder at me for having to do so many VFX for the Bard stuff. The other thing that's still not done on the Bard that I just figured it's an advantage for you guys. So, if it was a frustrating bug, then I would worry about it. But since it's an advantage for you, it'll be, I just left it in there as one and only has not gotten to the combat state machine for it to properly handle having the instruments out while you're playing songs, if that's what you're doing. So he will get to that. I already mentioned to him that should be his top priority. He was just working on bugs with occlusion stuff. Other things fixed. That's fixed. That right there. Creepy face thing's fixed.
Oh, yeah.
The exits being different colors is fixed.
Did somebody drop 5,000 bits and we didn't see it?
What?
Well, thank
Yeah.
you.
What?
I see
Oh,
Soda
Preston,
Bread.
thank you. Holy cow. Thank you. We're failing there. How many people have we missed here?
yeah.
Catherine
We
Rose?
did miss it.
I think let me get back up there.
Thank
Make
you,
sure we
thank
got
you,
everybody.
thank you. Sorry, Chris is probably looking at another monitor, and
yeah.
Rick's looking at another monitor, and I'm looking at another. We're all on other windows as we're talking.
I think
Thank
that
you,
came
thank
in
you
while I
so
was trying to
much.
reauthorize the chat bot. But thank you, John Marcus again. Thank you, 2964 John, for the follow. Thank you, SnugZ1. You're probably telling me to pets. Is going to be my guess, or taming, or bards? Oh, bards probably. Waldo Ptolemy, thank you, and Catherine Rose, thank you again.
Thank you all. Really.
So, anyways, so we got some stuff done this release that we didn't say we were going to do. We didn't get some of the stuff we were going to do. We probably missed out. Overall, we probably got 70% as much work done as we thought we were going to get if you kind of factor in the stuff we did that we weren't planning on doing and the stuff we did do. Anyways, we did as well as could be expected given the current reality of the world and illnesses on the team, which seem to not be going away ever. But anyways, so let's talk about what's going to come up for the next quarter, and then we'll jump into some questions here once you guys have got some more in there. So one thing is, I think the current live build doesn't have the extended chat buffer. I will get the extended chat buffer back in. I put that in, and then yesterday we had that nightmarish problem. You guys couldn't see it, but the problem with those that was going on yesterday was with every error was with an RPC, which is, for the not super duper nerdy out there, is a remote procedure call. That's kind of how we pass information around at times, is passing RPC data to different stuff. But anyways, the chat thing I changed, I actually had to change the buffer size of the RPC buffer size, because that was kind of what was limiting it, was buffer size. So anyways, I changed that, and I figured, oh god, there's got to be some code in there where I changed the stuff correctly, but somebody probably has a hard-coded number in there somewhere. And so I rolled back the longer chat message just as a knee-jerk. RPC broke, I changed RPC, roll back RPC. But anyways, I will put that back in. That was not the cause of the problems after all. It was actually the re-import of everything from Unity corrupting our data. So, but anyways, that'll be going back in. The party size, I have not seen the party size on an 800 pixel screen yet with a full party. I'm curious if anybody out there if I got it small enough, did I get it too small? Did I cramp it up too much? It's one of those things that's hard to see.
I'm excited to try, and we don't know if it'll work or not, getting 12 people in a group and doing synced instruments, or if it'll freak out and only wants 8.
If it doesn't work, we need to know, because I can go in and fix that pretty easy for you guys.
Now I need to make a song with 12 parts.
Yeah. It's like you're getting into orchestras and symphonies
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
that's what I was thinking. It had to be a symphony.
That's good. You can do, or maybe even like a 12-person mariachi band. Do we have a mariachi type guitar? Do we have a steel guitar thing? I don't
We
think
have
do.
the lute. That's what
Lute.
people use, the lute. Yeah.
That doesn't quite have a mariachi sound. That would also be another good one, is to replace our guitar sound and the music stuff with like mariachi.
Or add a new one, yeah.
We could do that for May though. That could be a good Cinco de Mayo Easter egg.
Oh yeah, I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah, we can do like a Cinco de Mayo, even though that's purely primarily an
Right.
artificial.
Like Texan American.
Yeah, it's like it's like
A
all
battle over the
Tex-Mex stuff.
French or something. Yeah.
It was still there, or it was actually a holiday of sorts, but it was like a really minor thing. And then some beer companies got a hold of it and decided they would promote it super big. From
Yeah, I don't think
that's what I've read at least.
in Mexico. Yeah, I don't think they care.
Yeah,
But it's fun for us.
mariachis are from France. What?
What?
Is that true?
Yeah, and probably a lot of the music is German polka influence too. But
Yeah.
whatever. It's a meeting of cultures.
All right, let's see. Oh, so some of the stuff's going to be coming in the first quarter. So there's a lot of things. So I think I've got most of the other big stuff off my plate. I'm going to be working on one map, but I think as people know, the people who know me, that's kind of like a sand raking thing for me. I actually enjoy making maps. I just wish I had more time to do it. Sad I didn't have more time this quarter, but this has been pretty insane for me with all the things rotting and things needing to get done and last minute stuff and all. But anyway, so the stuff that's on my priority list for next quarter is there's two things that are at the top. One is actually getting my hands deep into crafting. This is one of those things that's long overdue. But actually taking a dive in and trying to find... I've not done a bunch of crafting. I'm going to start by doing a bunch of crafting. Actually, if you see, I'm in the crafting hub right now. This is what we call the crafting hub. But I'm going to do a lot of crafting, try to understand more of it. I'll probably talk to some guys like Fizzle and Elron and some of these other guys who do quite a bit of crafting. Get some more immediate feedback from them. But I'm going to try to... There's going to be some system changes going into it. I'm going to try to do some of these things we've talked about, like making it so when you... get a meticulous collection, you get more experience on it for each meticulous collection, possibly even like a doubling each time rather than, just like plus 1,000 or something, but we'll see. But I'm going to try to get some good stuff going on there, and then I'm going to take a real dive into the crafting recipe stuff. I'm going to try to also add some more ingot types and some more mossy handles. I'm going to try to understand why we haven't added more mossy handles over the years.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the things that, again, anytime I talk about things, a lot of time it comes up is like, we need more mossy handles. And like, mossy handles would be the answer for this, rather than, having like artifacts drop, having more unique ingredients for things drop that you can be using the normal crafting system. That's going to be one of my big things. So the other big thing that is going to be on my Q2 list is trying to get a queue system in. This is primarily for PvP, but I may start by actually looking for group stuff and trying to build off of that, just because we have a system in there. But that's another one I'll probably talk to a few people who are in game now who are dying for this. I know Catherine Rose is out there, since she's given some bits. I know she's one of the ones that is really, really looking forward to a queue system, and also the continuing talking about like factions and things like that. But those two things, the crafting and the PvP queue, are two of the big things for me. Personally, I will probably do a lot of those things myself, which may mean they get done. Depends on how distracted I get on other things. But I am definitely going to get some stuff done. I may just not. It's one of those things where it's not a 1 or 0 type thing with crafting. I'm going to improve crafting. I just don't know how much I'm going to be able to improve it in the time frame.
I see a couple people asking for recipe books, search features, or sorting improvements or things like that.
Yes, and that's... I'm going to go look. We have a bunch of interfaces. We have sorting like on one interface, which is, the one you probably need it for the most, like your inventory. But... we should have this same filter. We should have the same functionality on everything that has large numbers of names in it. That should include the crafting book, and that should include your mail. When you start typing a mail, like I start typing to somebody, like it should have the list of names there, and they should be filtered by what I've typed so far. So I can then, because then I can just go, instead of having to like try to remember how it's like Catherine Rose, one word or two, I can just start typing it and then double click the name. It's like that's how it should be. But anyways, I'm gonna try to get that functionality in. That's one that I've looked at for a while. It's just those systems were all done very differently. And it's also one of those things, they were all done by Wizard Smoke, who is freaking amazing in terms of how he does stuff. But some of that stuff wasn't done by this Wizard Smoke. It was done by Wizard Smoke from like 3 or 4 years ago, when he was slightly less amazing and still learning how to do some of this stuff. So some of it's done in different manners because it was done long enough ago that how he was doing things at the time was different. So, but anyways, let's see. We are getting close to our next raffle thing here. You guys ready to hit up some questions?
I saw one that I could answer. Someone was asking if there's new pot templates in the works. We have a list. Right now I'm working on this adventure scene, and then I want to make like a fishing expedition, like coral reef style pot. We were talking about a underground lava pot, and then some really snowy, like barren, like Inuit area kind of pots, possibly. If anybody wants that, we'll have to go by interest probably. But so they'll get worked on soon. So we have plans and design for them. So yes.
Let me throw down some more thank yous here, just because Preston, John Marcus, Preston again, thank you so much, and Snugsy, Soto, Robert Baratheon, Stymie LLTS, thank you for the bits, Gadra, thank you for the bits, and Mandalar, thank you for the bits.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw some questions up in our usual place I put it, which is doesn't make any sense, but it's there anyways. Screenshots channel. It's kind of the stream overflow, because I don't want to you have to go back and look at what was said during the stream. Yeah, because Elgarion's got to go and give away prizes. I don't want to have to scroll up like page after page through our stuff.
How about a lava fish grotto for our dungeons? Yes, that's on a list also.
That sounds cool.
Let's see. Oh, Ehondas asked good questions here. How many bits for you to let Maxine give you a haircut? No. I mean, a lot of the stuff I would do, I actually, a friend was going to go through chemo, and I was like trying to get my wife to let me, if they lost their hair, shave my head, but she wouldn't let me do that. She's not going to let Maxine cut my hair on here. So, yeah, we are in the apocalypse, so maybe I'll do my hair. I'll let her cut my hair with a Flowbee on air. How about that?
Do you guys own one?
I don't own one. My brother used to own one, but
It's like the vacuum thing. Like sucks your hair in.
Yep. Sucks your hair in, so basically you get your hair is the same length all over. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I actually used it once. That was before I met my wife. She would probably not approve of that.
Justin says sometimes asking for forgiveness is better than permission. I saw, can we say we're going to let music be copyable just to watch Lazarus go nuts? No, for April Fools. We actually have April Fools plans, which we won't spoil, but we got some.
I think they've already been spoiled, haven't they?
Oh, is it up yet?
Yeah. I think
it's already up.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Unless there's more plans. If there's more plans, those haven't been spoiled.
I was telling them I was sad they aren't doing. You guys didn't choose mine.
Which was yours?
The outhouse basement. Totally.
Oh, I got an answer for one of the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Will the Arch Lapin be in the next patch or not until April? Sanyo just checked that one in, or hit the little checkbox to make sure that's going to go in on a patch coming up very soon. He noticed it this morning.
All right. Well, then I can get that going right now. So if he did a checkbox, let me check the submitteds there. See if he actually submitted it. Let's see. That's him adding the NPC for Bard stuff. Updated some. He fixed a couple of bugs in Quest. Added a new NPC, Oski. Let's see. Planes encounter. Seasonal. Deactivated Envy Angel activated Arch Lapin. So yes, so that will go live. That should be tomorrow morning is when I'm going to try to get that out.
Cool.
I will take my time. I'm going to do the build tonight. Tomorrow I will do a thorough test on it and make sure nothing new is broken and get that out. So tomorrow the Arch Lapin will go live.
And he's got one of the most impressive loot tables for one of the seasonal bosses. He's got lots of goodies.
And that's
Paintings,
the cool paintings and the tapestries and things.
the Orb of Obliteration.
And that's another one I need to go add because I added stuff to the Envy Angel. I said I was going to add one new artifact to each of the guys. So it won't be in there tomorrow, obviously, because I haven't even started it. But I'll try and come up with a new artifact type cool item to go on the rabbit. I try not to make them too cool because if it's something super cool, then you feel like you have to have it. And then the little dorks aren't out except for a couple months out of the year. So then it's frustrating the other 9 months out of the year. I still, my thing is still, I want to have all these seasonal creatures be out year round, but just have them be like very rare during the off season. So you can go to, same places, just they're very common during the normal part and very rare during the other parts.
Here, I'll put I can put a teaser shot on my new level in the thing if people care.
Yeah. Whoops. Hold
Very
on, I'm
nice.
trying to stretch your... Whoop! There you go. You still haven't eaten that gift basket, Elgarion.
I was gonna put it. I just put it in the screenshots
Yeah.
folder.
Well, it's actually only a bottle of whiskey. Everything else is poker supplies, poker chips, cards, all that stuff. So it's a pretty cool gift basket. Now I just gotta play poker.
My son has played a ton of. I taught him how to play poker so he could play Red Dead, and then he played hundreds of hours, and he just destroys me now.
Dang.
We've been playing for change, but we didn't want to touch our money, so we've been playing with Monopoly money and buying in. But he's taken me for with no school, he's probably taken me for $40 in the last couple of weeks. Betting it like a quarter at a time, he's really kicking my butt.
Are you going to show your thing?
Oh, I put it in the screenshots channel.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you want me to share my screen?
I stretched the your screen big.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I can do that. Hold on.
Okay.
Do.
Right. That's against TOS. Thank you, Taiki.
Let's see. Spindle cog teaser. Let me get that up there. Image.
Kabbalah Wizard Smoke will just keep improving on the group stuff and the UI stuff forever. So yeah, he's got plans to make pretty much every system he has better.
Is not it.
And that's not it. That's Northwood.
Spindle cog. Spindle. There it is. Ooh. So it's full of undead, right?
No.
Huh.
Northman, wait.
Yeah, that
it's
looks
good.
nice.
Spooky Forest.
But anyways, that's one of 3 scenes that'll be coming, new scenes that should be coming out next release. For mine, the other thing that I'm working on for next month, besides getting my scene ready, my scene's kind of probably a simple scene compared to the other guys. Again, it's if you haven't heard, it's Chromatic Caverns is the new name for it. I forget what I had that's the old name for it. But Chromatic Canyon. But it is a canyon, is a slot canyon, but basically it's a high tier mining scene. But it's going to be the first one that I do the 3 different versions of, which is going to be the difficulty version stuff.
Awesome.
So I'm going to be making this as the prototype scene. That was something I wanted to get into this. I think I mentioned to people I have the tech done, and I was going to put it into Utheim, Ruins of Utheim. But then I realized I would just be doing the same thing we did before, which is we made, took Ulfheim, made it different, and everybody got mad because we changed Ulfheim. Then I was going to put the old Ulfheim back in and make it different again. So I left it alone, and I'll be putting in this new canyon that'll be going out next month.
Cool.
But that is going to be also part of the first leg of my journey into understanding and improving crafting, because crafting begins at the bottom. So this will be me working on some ore node stuff and trying to get that stuff being understanding it, trying to improve the behavior of it. I took a really small stab at that like 2 or 3 releases ago, but I can do a lot better than that. Basically trying to get it away from the best way to do mining is you want to be in a place with no creatures and you just want to run from node to node to node to node mine, and if you get into a special mine, then you cancel and start over again. I'm trying to make it so they're rare, but they give more, they take longer, but it actually feels like something. You don't feel like you have to just dash from ore node to ore node. It feels like it's something that they're going to be fighting over, because that's one of the things that's going to be in these places. There's going to be little camps, the little alcove, the little chunks I have carved out as the canyon have encounters in them. It'll be like you go and you clear out the encounter space, and then there'll be significant ore nodes around there. So,
Okay, well, from what you've described, I'm excited to see it.
all right, let's see. We got a bunch more questions there if you guys want to pick any off that list. Oh, and I need to do the next round of questions. And at some point, I'll let you guys answer some questions. I'm going to go pick a song because I owe Taiki a song.
Well, this one's more for one of you fancy world builders. We got Scooby-Doo asking, can Ruin Keep get some love? Great zone, but needs more mobs. And I know of an area down there in the valley where there's just like 3 bears. Kind of a neat little corner for kind of a pathetic little 3-bear spawn point.
I think that's a Chris baby. So
yeah, that for those who don't know the history on that scene, that was like our second or third scene. It was made by a guy who was only with the company briefly, and but he made that scene kind of, I think he took a release or 2 to make it, but it got a little use early on, and then it was one of those scenes where I went and like search, because I'll go and I'll see what scenes do people go to see what scenes are one to find which scenes are most broken. I know where you guys live now. But then I would also look at the other end of the chart, which is which of these scenes get the least traffic.
And is that an Artie scene? An Artie Rogers scene?
I think it's an Abe scene.
I don't think I ever met Abe.
I don't think you ever met Abe. I think he was here before you and left before you. He was. We had pretty good track record for turnover. He was one of those guys that came in and I don't know what happened, just left. I wasn't doing any world builder stuff at that time, so. Anyways, but he made that scene. It was a okay scene. It had kind of interesting flow. It met like some of Richard's criteria for stuff, but the creatures in it were totally not interesting. It hadn't had any updates in a long time, and that came up as one of the scenes where like very few people went there, and the time they spent in there per person was very low. So it was one of those scenes like people would go in and leave pretty quick. But anyway, so I took that scene and I actually, as an experiment, scaled everything up by 50%, including the terrain, just so to make everything a little bigger, and then turned it into the scene it is now. And I actually tried to measure that scene out. I tried to make sure the mobs in it would be sufficient to reach the attunement levels that we had back then. Which, now attunement is higher for you guys. Try and get rid of it, so you can't quite, you'd still do better at control points. Back then I just had to, when attenuation, not attunement. When attenuation was on, I didn't have to think about actual balance on stuff. I could just think about, I got to make sure you can get to 1 million experience points an hour, and that's all I had to worry about, and you could do that. But now with other scenes that are more attractive, that seems a lot less attractive. So yeah, it probably should get a little more love. Let's see. Eric Rule says, can you double the range of body slam for heavy armor spec? Let me see what the range of body slam is.
It's pretty far.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty far already.
Yeah, you might want to compare that also with
I don't know about
Night
double.
Step, Blink, Engage
Yeah.
Opponent, and Charge, just to make sure if it's
Yeah.
I love body slam. I crutch
get-
on that in PvP. Maybe if like another skill could boost its double seems excessive, just in PvP.
Yeah, it's got a hard-coded range of 8. Maybe that's really what needs to change, is change it from a hard-coded range of 8 to be something that scales up with either, like, maybe heavy armor mastery gives it some more. Or maybe it could be something more like it's got a range of 4 plus your skill level divided by 20.
Someone else is saying nerf body slam.
But
Well,
anyways,
someone's asking if we can get some orcs ever. We talked about it. I remember the UO orc camps with the role players who put on their orc masks, and at least on Atlantic and Pacific, they just lived there the whole time, and they never took their masks off, and they didn't break character for 5-6 years. But goblins, orcs, yeah, we talk about all those things.
yeah, Johannes has a good question here. Actually,
They were nice players. They were super cool.
this is more of a request than a question. Well, I guess he puts in the form of question. We'll give him Jeopardy or credit for it. Can we get Ring of Fire changed in color or something so we can distinguish it from the friendly Ring of Fire? Yeah, this is one of those things that didn't used to be that big of a problem because not many things used Ring of Fire, but I've changed up a few things so there's more things using Ring of Fire now, so it becomes a problem in that there's friendly Rings of Fire and there's enemy Rings of Fire. One hurts you and one doesn't, and they look exactly the same, so... yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, that's just a bug. They're working out kinks, Carillion, on all the bard skills. There's a couple known issues.
Oh, which ones were there? Yeah, and I do have a list of stuff to get in there. Again, I thought we held it off last release. This release, I was completely swamped with non-bard stuff. I got a little bit done on it. And Damon has been about once or twice a week checked in a VFX for the bard stuff. But yeah, there's still some bugs in it, and I will be doing tune-up. Another important note on it is because I put them in late, but still not quite finished. The experience on all those, if you learn a bard skill, unlearning the bard skill is 100% return. It'll stay that way for probably 2 or 3 releases. So if you want to go dabble in bard stuff, you can go dabble in bard stuff and then get your experience points back from it. So feel free to mess around with it, play with it, train them up, try stuff out. But again, there's going to be a bunch of changes going on that'll probably happen during the release since it's out there now. Those will come in patches along the way. Bibanzai asks an important question here. Are the devs, families, etc. okay? As far as I know, we don't have anybody on the team who even has a family member that's infected.
Not that I know of yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I shipped my son's mom took him way out to the country to just hole up there for a bit. So
good plan. I guess maybe the closest we have right now is Elgarion has a pub mate that's tested positive, so
yeah.
It's kind of like family.
Yeah.
I've been yelling at my dad a lot because he keeps doing I keep seeing him messaging saying, I found toilet paper, and I'll keep like,
Hey, Aries.
you don't need toilet paper, and if you found toilet paper, you were out checking the shops, and it's like, it's chaos out here. It's like, stay at home. But he goes and the reason he's been trying to get toilet paper, I know it's stupid, but he was going to get toilet paper for some of the older people he takes care of. My 77-year-old dad who takes care of the older people who are like 70 and 75. But we do have, I'm trying to remember what the relationship was. Damon has a good friend, old coworker, that his dad was actually one of the ones at the nursing home that they had a ton of deaths set up in Washington, so he was one of the first deaths. So that's closest. But yeah, we're all okay. Austin is not doing great in that we have 180-something people in Austin. We suspect it's much, much higher. Texas is one of the worst in terms of testing. We know multiple people who've tried to get tested, and they won't even give them a test. But unless you're over 40 and have been out of the country, they won't test you. That's what it was. I'm not sure what the current situation is. Probably better.
I have one friend who was flagged in quarantine but not tested, and she went through 2-3 weeks, and she's feeling better, but we're all telling her, like, no, don't bring us stuff, just wait the whole 5 weeks. Thank you.
Let's see. We did the Le Pen.
I hope you guys are doing well and you guys' families are also staying safe. Stay inside.
Rinaldi the green guy. When is the cover system going to be fixed? In spite of cover, I am slowed by disabling shot and take dots. You know, that's actually something good that probably should. This is something that for players I think is beneficial. For PvP, I think it adds a lot of strategy. But right now, the only difference that cover makes is changing the damage. It doesn't change the effects. That's one. What do you guys think? Well, we got an audience here of 180 people. What do you guys think if you have cover, that it still does the percentage of the damage based on how much cover you have, but it does not do these special effects if you have like 50%. I think that. I think for players, I mean, monsters are not smart enough generally to use cover. So this is something that would be beneficial for the skillful player, for players who use strategy. And it would be a benefit in PvP, but... So I see a yes.
Yeah, anything we can get to do. And someday, you know my dream, Chris.
Yes, I know your roles.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I gotta sneeze.
Cover equals shield. So maybe that's another thing I'd look at is making a cover so it just gives a miss chance rather than a miss or hit. I'm pretty sure I can do that. I will look into that, and thanks for the feedback on that. That it would be a good one.
Yeah, we have dodge roll. They're not hooked up to do anything. I love Guild Wars 2 dodge roll damage mitigations.
Oh, and do we have any... speaking of other games, do we have any Chronicles of Elgarion people out there? We're just joining the stream for the first time. Maybe. In case you missed the news on that, that was another crowd-funded game. No, not Legends of Area. Chronicles of Elgarion.
It's sad for the devs and the players, so my heart goes out to those guys. But...
Yeah, that was one of those, in case you guys missed it. They were I think they did Kickstarter and they were doing crowdfunding. They're kind of trying to do the same thing we were. They were a little behind us on stuff and they really never, I'm not sure of all the details of it. They just never really got a good rhythm going or something. But for those who don't know, try and get investments right now in the current market is pretty much impossible, and apparently they were expecting to get an investment that didn't come through or something. Again, I'm hearing that all secondhand from people, so total rumors. I spread rumors about stuff that I don't know anything about. But anyways, that is what I heard, and I totally understand that, and absolutely feel bad for those guys, especially knowing that a project like that where you work on for years, and then it doesn't ship. It's horrible for everybody. It's horrible for the players. Trust me, for the devs, if it's a dev who's been there since the start, it is absolutely a labor of love. This is on par with losing a pet or a child or something, like having that type thing and never seen the light of day. So it's rough on those guys too. Definitely feel for those guys. Yes, Arius, I'm talking about Elgarion, whatever.
Oh, you were big into that, weren't you, Arius? Yeah. Oh dear, yeah. Oh, that stinks, man. But they left their exit post vague and with hints that someday they may come back. If they could figure something out, that'd be cool. So let's hope out for those guys.
Yeah. But anyways, if there's any people out there who haven't played Shroud who are just playing, let me know. I was trying to figure out if we should do some type of welcome thing. We talked in the past. I forget what game it was that went away. But we talked about
Asheron's Call, maybe?
Oh, was it Asheron's Call that's setting up a town for those guys? I'm not sure if that ever went anywhere.
I think it was Asheron's Call, and I think they did it.
Yeah. Elgarion. Yeah. I haven't watched it. I've read it. Found the game just before you found soda. Well. Anyways, hearts go out to those devs, especially being a tough time all around. People are getting laid off for everybody, or for lots of different stuff. But yeah, Taiki, that's actually what I was thinking about doing, was making an area name for them. But again, it's one of those things. I've reached out to those guys. I'd been contacting them. They're one of the groups I had emailed a few times about let's get together. to do some cross-promotion stuff, which so far hasn't gone that far. We're still waiting on some of the people who said we will when we ship. We're still waiting on some of those guys to ship. But anyways, they're one of the ones I reached out to. Well, I immediately, as soon as I saw the news, I reached out to them again. And all three of the emails I had there, including like the company owner or whatever, all the emails bounced. So not great luck on that front, but let's see. Oh, and there's for the people. I have my fish tank up. For those who are fish people, I have 2 Earth Eaters and 2 Severums in there right now. And then there's still 4 minnows, and then there's 3 Dojo Loaches.
Yeah, that's super active.
Yeah, I'm going to get some more. Yeah, those Dojo Loaches just non-stop movement. My wife hates them. I'm a little worried they're going to stress the Severums out a little bit.
We got some prizes to do here before too long.
Someone's
Yes.
asking if you've talked to Saga of Leucemia. I'm not familiar with that one. Are you familiar with that?
Are you really not familiar with Saga of Leucemia?
I'm not.
You might know the lead, the guy who's like a lead programmer on it, their network engineer. Maybe you've heard of him. He goes by his game name is Undone.
Oh! It's Bobby.
That's Bobby. So for those who don't know, Saga of Leucemia.
I never knew the name of it. I knew all about it, but not the name.
Also great guys. I'm friends with Undone and also the head guy, Tim.
Yeah,
And talk to
we
those
don't need
guys
to
and give
reach
them
out to
feedback.
them. He was
Yeah.
straddling both projects for a bit.
Yes, and so he works for us. When he has time, he works for them most of the time. It's just if we have emergencies or something that he has. But we help each other out. I mean, obviously we're making games that are not, they have slightly different designs, but they're using a lot of the same technologies and running the same problems. So obviously we talk constantly on things. He's on our chat channel. He jumps in occasionally.
He found a new river system for them and then gave it to me to play with, and I love it. It's kind of complicated, but it was a great addition.
Yeah. And
I think the only scene it's implemented is Solus Bridge Outskirts, that river technology.
Taiki says, I need a Winfield fishing statue in my tank. I would agree with that. Winfield is a saint. We should have the saint of fishing in my tank somewhere. I've been tempted to do something crazy like put in castles or stuff like that, but I was trying to leave it kind of natural. It's all driftwood and stuff in there right now. It's all very natural.
We'll 3D print you. I'm still looking into if you could put 3D printed polymer in a salt water and what happens to it. But maybe we could 3D print a shroud house or a shroud structure.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who do 3D printing for fish tanks, and apparently it's all good and safe. All right, let's see. You want to call off the prizes there? I need to find a song and see if I can get my voice. Not that I have a voice.
I don't see new prizes yet.
It's not up yet?
No.
Well, I clicked the button, I think. You know what? Oh, it's queued. Hold on. Let me fix that for you. Okay, that'll come out in just a minute. Answer a question, Travis.
Yeah. Oh, go find one? I thought you were about to ask me.
Oh no, I have one here. Fizzle is asking, any work on Despair to give it a boss? At least 2 difficult levels and 3 very good loot.
I would love for if they get time, Sanyo or Atos to maybe even put in like a set piece that with the new gear set bonuses and some boss mechanics and things like that. I have spaces slotted that, hey, a boss would be cool here, and I just kind of filled in whatever creatures I knew how to spawn. So, yes, we talk about it and we're planning it, and so yeah, Despair will get improved spawns and new creatures and special loot. We haven't called that done. We'll keep working on it.
Yeah, that's probably one I should take. And that's the other thing I'm going to do for this release. Again, I'm trying to get the Canyon wrapped up with the new system where it basically uses tiers. You can play it at different tiers, and it has the same creatures in it, but the loot varies, and the creature difficulty varies. Not just more hit points, more experience or whatever, but actual, more skills as well. But I'm looking for that. As soon as I get that done, that's when we can go back in some of these levels that are beautiful levels, but just, the content, even though the level is beautiful, the actual visuals are beautiful. The creatures in it are so trivial that it's a beautiful level that you're never going to play. That's kind of how a lot of our scenes are. But actually go back and take a pass at those. And then the thing I'm going to try to do, based on what we've learned from Ulfheim, whatever it is, Utheim, is if we go back and touch any of those, that's going to be one of the goals, is to leave one version of it the same, or as close to the same as possible, so we don't break anybody's memories of what it used to be. And then make it the optional versions. That's the easy version. Then the medium and the hard versions go up from there. So yeah, that's one of those I hear a lot about that I would love to give people a reason to get back in there. I'm just looking for a car, by the way, or not a car, a song.
We've identified a list of We've identified a list of we did a pass of tier 2 and 3 zones, and they're kind of spread out weirdly. Seawolf, Esteban, and I spent 3-4 releases, so that's 9-12 maps, and we'll probably go what's been identified. I think North Midmare could be harder. The Dropfall Spurs, both of them. Broken Roads, things like that.
Let's see. I got one here. I'll do Car Wash Blues.
Is anyone playing Animal Crossing out there? Especially Taiki, because she's in Australia and has southern hemisphere fish.
What? I see people posting stuff for it on Facebook all the time. But
I'm really getting into their house deco.
Yeah,
when I work, I just leave my gate open and people. Oh, that's right. You're in Canada. Cred. Do you know any Aussie friends? We need some more southern hemisphere. I have tons of Japanese friends from Splatoon, but that's just a different time of day. But I'm making a list of things, not things to steal or copy, but things I have been inspired by.
Oh, there was a question early on that I think may have been put up before it was gathering questions. Was the quest going up to 10x XPs? For those who hadn't heard, that's one of the things I'm going to be doing. I did not get that in. As you might imagine, I've been busy the last 72 hours.
That's pretty cool. I'm excited about that.
But the same thing we were just talking about with Despair. A lot of the content was really not made for appropriately in terms of rewards or challenge. One of the bigger problems with our game. Quests are one of those things. Even though we have some interesting quests, including the main quest line, the rewards you get from them don't add up. They don't make it worth your while, so you feel like you're wasting your time doing them. So one, to help new players, as we have a bunch of new players coming in over this break, and two, to give you guys old players a reason to actually go do them in case you never did them or you want to go do them again, is I'm going back. I was writing the script before I got on air here to go and take every quest that we have and multiply the experience by 10.
Yay.
So some of those things, I know I was just looking at the last one I was using as a test, was a 200,000 experience points quest.
Very
one
nice.
of the things. So that'll turn into a 2 million experience point quest. The other thing I've got to look into is go and make sure nothing gets affected by attenuation or anything like that. I may just turn attenuation off completely. I'm going to go and study the numbers and see how you guys are doing. But I may just turn attenuation off completely, just get around that. I know some people would celebrate that, but they won't celebrate as much when I go and I hammer down a few of the spots that are just a little out of whack right now. All right. I forget, did you do the prizes?
They still haven't come up yet.
Oh. Should be any second now, unless it failed. Nope, it says finished 1 minute ago.
I see question, could we get new housing and new patterns for heavy armor? We're always looking to make new housing, so that's Damon just made a new Lord of the Isle giant mansion, and he's looking to make smaller versions in that art style. And then, always looking to make new heavy armor. I took some pictures at the Ren Fair, some beautiful scale armor. I know that's one thing I keep bugging Damon for, that we don't have. Like, we have chain armor, we have chainmail, and we have leather, kind of like studded leather, but we don't have like scale mail, and I thought that would be a good heavy armor.
And just so you know, Elgarion, it says...
Yeah, I would rather,
It
Griffler, I agree, I would
completed.
rather that we make new enemy types and new enemy art before we make new armor. So, but we're going to work on both. Keep adding new stuff forever.
The prize script, written by Undone. Don't go play Saga of Leucemia. Undone wrote our prizing script and it's not working.
What?
Yeah, if it doesn't work, I will go. I can cut and paste out the data and do it. Get the
You can
names.
just do a raffle for the next one if you want.
And also, Saga of Leucemia is one of the games we plan on cross-promoting with. They're about to do some stuff. Hey, there it worked.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
I see Carillion asking the same question over and over again. I think that's just a bug, and then Chris will look at that. Like, and that's a very specific question that, yeah, he's looking into that.
Let's see. It continues going through a stun, but then at the conclusion, it doesn't play. It should be interrupted by a stun. And I think I know what that is, and I can data check that here in just a minute. I'll get that in for the patch tomorrow morning. Because I've already done the integration for the patch. I'll get that in the patch, so that'll be one of the near ones. I know you guys who are in there chewing at the bit to get at the Bard stuff are going to be giving me a ton of feedback here. I got a bunch left over from QA that I didn't get to, but I'll get to that as well. But that won't make the morning patch. The morning patch will have a lot of the stuff we already talked about. I'll get that in the patch after that. But let me go. It's done, right? You going to do it?
Yeah, I'll do it. I still think something's wrong with the script, though. I mean, look who won. All right, guys.
I'll add
we
a
got...
if name equals pick a new name.
There you go. So if we got a Cordovan maple inlaid drum, that goes to Idio Igmotanium.
That is a name.
Yep. And then we got a diable cake going to Lazarus Long.
Ooh, nice.
We got the ornate fish throne going to Graham Wormsbane. And we've got the heraldry throne eternal pattern going to Hellenica Pamphylian. And we've got the replenishing aerial gold ring fish combo fireworks box going to Sean Silverfoot. Congrats, guys.
Congrats, guys.
And for those who don't know, for a while now, when we've done giveaways during the Friday streams, and probably when we remember to do it during the other streams, we usually will make those things no trade when we give them to you. But that's another one of those things we got in this release that is something you could use now, which is you can pay to bundle it up and ship it anyways, even though it's no trade. So
Love it. I love it.
Now the
so all of
prizes
you
are
that
tradable.
heritage items that can't trade or want to move it to another account, you can.
All right, well, I'm way behind, and I know she's dying to hear me sing, so I'm going to sing a Jim Croce song here. For those who are new to the stream, if you give me 1337 bits, I will sing a song and embarrass myself. We used to do shots and stuff like that. This is what it evolved into over time, though, is Star Dancing and me singing. This is Jim Croce, just because it's one of the songs that's buried in my head from when I was a kid. Well, I had just got out from the county prison doing 90 days for non-support. Tried to find me an executive position, but no matter how smooth I talked, they wouldn't listen to the fact that I was a genius. The man say we got all that we can use, and now I got them steadily depressing, low down mind messing, working at the car wash blues. Well, I should be sitting in an air-conditioned office in a swivel chair, talking some trash to the secretary, saying, "Hey now, mama, come on over here." Instead, I'm stuck here rubbing these fenders with a rag and walking home in soggy old shoes. With them steadily depressing, low down mind messing, working at the car wash blues. All right, that's enough torture. As for
Great
you,
song.
Taiki,
Please don't talk to your female office mates as, "Hey, mama, come over here." Though.
is that not? Well, I can do that to mine.
That's true. That's true.
My office mate is okay with that. It'd be a little weird if I did that to Max.
You're getting better and better. I used to cringe and turn it off, but now you're getting better and better. Way better.
If I know the song, the problem is I don't pick songs ahead of time, and then I get in there and I don't actually know the tune. Like if the song is going, it's tough to do it with acapella with like not a single lick of music in the background. And if I have that, then I'm only sort of pretty bad. All right, guys, we are getting late here, and I need to make some food for the family. That's another one of those things been sucking at my time is they expect 3 square meals a day. I used to have to do 1.
What?
Let's see. So again, we got some more patches going out. Should be a patch out tomorrow morning. I will try to get the 10X experience out soon. I know you guys are all working from home and enjoying things. Prizes have already been sent. I just saw Elgarion announce. But guys, stay safe out there. We didn't talk about that much this release or this stream. But absolutely take things seriously out there and be safe. Listen to what people tell you. Wash your hands a lot. My hands are actually kind of dry and cracking. I'm like, what is going on? It's like, oh, yeah, I'm washing my hands. But anyways, do the same out there. Also, the thing I learned today that I'll share is you can't clean stuff with 409. I think some people were thinking, I won't name names, but they were thinking you could clean stuff with 409, it would be good. But 409 and many of those things like baby spray and stuff like that you have is antibacterial.
Right, not
antiviral. The reason it's you need specific stuff for it is that they're not bacteria. They're basically a little protein surrounded by fat. So the stuff you need for that is totally different. And that's why alcohol, if you have the alcohol, that actually dissolves the fat shell around the little guys and the little bastard aliens die. That's how I envision it in my head, anyways. But they are actually surrounded. But that's why you need the concentrated stuff there. But anyway, so be safe out there, guys. Don't take chances. And hopefully things will continue to improve both in the outside world and in game. We will get a patch out, so it'll improve by tomorrow morning in game. And I think that's about it. Did you do it?
Yep, we're all set here. We got, looks like Taiki, Fizzle, or Midic to raid. You have 3 to choose from.
Oh, this is tough, because normally I'd just say raid Taiki, but I just gave her a raid last time. And Fizzle's another one I always try to give a raid to. So let me just do a random 3 for those guys as I sit here, giving the awesome content of me sitting in a dev scene, AFK.
Vote for Mythic? Yeah, we can give.
Let's see.
Again, Chris has oak allergies.
I have oak allergies.
Yeah, I went to the grocery store and I just tried not to cough or sneeze the whole time to make anybody nervous. It's like, I'm fine. I had my gloves, everything.
2. The winner is 2.
Who is 2?
That was
That
that
is
Fizzle. That was that Fizzle guy, I think. Well, we kind of owe him anyways because he rated us to get things started here. He rated us with a pretty good sized party, so.
Sounds good. Have a good
We
weekend.
gotta pay him back.
Thanks for everything. We'll see you in the game.
Take care.
Hold
We're
on,
gonna
no,
keep
it's not quite
fixing
time. I
bugs
gotta.
and-
Oh, not ready yet.
Well,
Oh, okay.
I guess I could type Fizzle as 6. I can't cut and paste. What's wrong with me? There we go.
Yes, stay safe, folks.
And for those who don't know, and again, also huge thanks go out to all the guys who gave us some big bits this stream. Robert Baratheon and who else? Catherine Rose and John Marcus, Waldo. Not going to say his last name, and Taiki and Sean Paxlair and Upa the Veil, Dysis, Ehondis, Griffless, all those guys, the Obscuros. Family, and Sean Butts, thank you. Even Skeggy and Kenneth, 1, 2, 3 again. Thank you. And Hollyhock. But anyways, thank all you guys. Oh, I didn't hit the thing. Now we gotta wait again. Now it's awkward. But again, thank you guys so much. Thanks for the patience with the release. We really are sorry this release started off as rough as it did, and that we missed some other important stuff. We are improving our process so that what happened yesterday does not happen. We want our releases to be awesome. We are going to also continue to talk about changing up our release patterns. But it seems most people, we can't decide between go to no releases, where we're just constant releases, where we push to QA and then we push to live after it's on QA for some amount of time, or quarterly releases and kind of the 3-month releases, or the 1-month releases, kind of the middle ground. So I think we're staying there for a while. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. Also, I did talk to Richard again. It's still safe up there. So is Burning Toad. They're both in New York on super extreme mega, really don't go outside lockdown. So those guys are all okay, taking care of themselves. But guys, thank you so much. Let us go raid that Fizzle guy.
Yes, thank you, Preston.
He's been harassing me to do a stream with him. I told him I'd give him a time, so maybe next week, maybe the week after. I'll pick a time. But I will be on his stream answering questions while he grills me with his quality of life stuff. But let's go raid. See you guys. Raid.